as dear what?
Children.
So God say follow him as a child, follow a father, right? See, what happens when your kid wants something out of the kitchen, what they got to do? They got to ask for it. God said whatever you do, you're supposed to follow God as a child. But we don't do that no more. We like to just do stuff on our own and wonder why y'all messed up. Then God said, and walk in love as Christ also has loved us and has given us himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness, all covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becometh saints. Become if that ETH, whenever you see that ETH on a word in the Bible, it means continuously. So it means becoming a saint, becoming saint. So that means that just because you call yourself a saint, there's always another level of sainthood that you got to get to. So when it says becometh with the ETH, that means continuously. That means it never stop becoming a saint. So that means that you're always going to be working on sanctification. From the time that you got saved to the time. This might sound weird to y'all. It's all right. It must be my ears. But God said sanctification is something that you have to do continuously, right? Right. So you got to sanctify yourself. What does sanctify mean? Set aside, right? So that means that when you once chose cigarettes, now you set yourself aside from cigarettes. Now, you may have a battle right now where it's just you and cigarettes in this season, and God is only going to deal with what he deals with. He deals with stuff in seasons. How many people understand that? Like, God is not going to turn everything around at one time because we're not ready for everything to turn around at one time. Right. Or you'll be overwhelmed. But what happens is when we get in marriages, we want the spouse to overturn everything at one time. But God don't even work like that. God deals with one thing at a what? So if God say, I need you to put down cigarettes, he know you a cusser. But he ain't worried about cussing right now. He worried about the cigarettes. Because he said, I need you to come out of cigarettes. Then we'll get to the cussing later. So God work on one thing at a time. But see, we got to be like God because we got to work on one thing at a time. But if we get in marriages, and what happens is we get, it ain't just marriages. Let's talk about relationships, period. What happens is we get in relationships and we'll begin to try to make people change all at one time. So all we talk about is what the person is not doing all the time. But God say you're supposed to focus on one thing at a time. Am I lying? Think about it. When a person focuses on what you ain't doing, that's all they talk about. But you ain't do this, you ain't do that, we ain't do this, you ain't do that. But you're not focused on one thing at a time. How many times God can come, forget, we're going to talk about karma. God can come and give you everything you want, and guess what? You still gonna want something. Right? That means you can never be pleased. That means I don't care how much chicken I give you, you still gonna want some what? Chicken. I don't care how many back massages I give you, you still gonna want what? Another back massage. Another head massage. I don't care what you get, you always gonna want what? More. So what happens is we don't get satisfied because we'll get it one time and then we'll be looking at them like, well, what's the next thing? But the Bible tells you it's better to give than it is to what? Receive. So I want you to look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, what you're receiving is what you have gave out. See, if you ain't gave nothing, don't expect to receive nothing. See, we got to, dang, Holy Ghost, you're going to go there quick, huh? Women, when y'all put tight clothes on, and y'all wear the tight clothes, and you wear you push it up, you get in the mirror and you make sure this is right. Them jeans making it look good. Look back at it. Why are you doing that? Because you're trying to get attention. Right? Because you don't walk around half naked unless you want somebody looking at you. Because if I don't want nobody looking at me, I'm going to cover up. So what happens is our children watch other women grow up and they be like, ooh, they getting attention. So I'm going to mimic what they doing to get what? Attention. So they got shorts on up to here. I'm going to wear shorts on up to here.